The piece that we're about to perform is called Generation Bridges. Why do the old folks think they know everything? You fail to understand you're not living in the times I'm living in. You can see from the start, we're 30 years apart. I have new blood while you're still sustained by an old heart.
Without which you would have never existed. Oh child, you forget the roots from which you were created. You mistake our sagacity for wisdom she emaciated and won't rest until you get liberated.
Oh yes, liberated. We're active, you're deactivated. You walk in slow-mo as if you were hibernated. I imagine my mom and I watching Man of Steel. She falls asleep in the first 10 minutes. I'm like, Mom, for real? You guys just don't get our generation. You don't understand the sensation of complete frustration we feel when you say you understand.
Oh, trust me, we understand your frustration, sensation, generation, or any other word you decide to throw around to send our sons into hibernation.
How can you understand while in your time they were still making PlayStation 1? All you did was play board games and that was supposed to be fun. But you can't expect me to do the same. No offense, but it's a bit lame. I'll be bored of playing because it's a board game.
That's more intellectual than what you spew today. In an era when an end has been put to fair play, where all we see is jeans sagging, weed smoking, pump peddling, godless promoting, baby mamas and hypnotic dadas is only offered to the world is a world called nothing, whose pants are falling from their waist down to their shin, and brains have been transferred from their head to the bin, stepped upon like a discarded bottle of nicotine, and that's the generation you expect me to be envying. The fact is that things have changed.
Just accept it. Like a bike chain cannot forever sustain, I will not remain the same because the weather will affect it. So just let me be and stop trying to understand the time that's at hand because it's hard to comprehend. This is the time of upbeat music. If you start singing songs from Kool and the Gang, then you're going to sound like a lunatic or a broken robotic time machine taking us back to the 19th century. You're going to listen to the works of Bach or Handel, or you might as well relive the times of Isaac and Ishmael.
Oh, then I will whoop you with the rod of Moses. And just like Abraham did to Isaac, take you to the altar to sacrifice as a burnt offering. And should God tell me to stop it, I'll pretend like I never heard him. Because I'd rather have a dumb ram than a mind so biased, spewing words at people like me because you think you have arrived. The same words we passed down to you when we laid you on our laps to bath you and care for you. But now you feel you are wise because you have given us better innovation than iPads, forgetting the fact that this would have never been a reality were it not for the Einstein's basic truth and we who paved the way for you so you could be fruitful. But now you are proving to us that you are nothing more than a smart fool. For long enough, my generation has taken care of mine.
I'm not saying that's wrong because it's actually right. But now all we're asking is that you give us some space, some time to breathe. I'm not saying you have to be out of pace or can't be in the same place as me, but if you just take 3 seconds to think about all that you've taught me, then you'll realize that you can trust me. And in all honesty, I will do my duty to you and to my country. And eventually, some responsibility will fall to me, and you're just going to have to learn to set me free.
No generation can ever exist without the other. We all have something in this world to offer. It doesn't matter if you're old or much younger. The Ethernet innovations of the 70s shaped the internet technologies of the 90s. After unlocking the doors and the windows of the 80s, led us to a millennial vineyard of apples and berries, thanks to old sages like Prophet Job and their younger disciples Mark. We can now cure world diseases with just a tablet of plain powers and galaxy gadgets. Instead of creating gaps between generations and arguing about dispensation, we can take advantage of the effects of our cascaded strength because the future is the result we get when we calculate the equation of past plus present.